situation. As attorney to the conspiracy to dethrone the Grand Duke, I am invited to the marriage of two of the conspirators. I present myself in due course, and I find that not only has the ceremony taken place, which is not of the least consequence, but that the wedding breakfast is half eaten, which is a matter of the most serious importance.
But the ceremony has not taken place. We can't get a parson.
Can't get a parson? Why, how's that? They're 3 a penny.
Oh, it's the old story. The Grand Duke. It seems a little imp has chosen our wedding day for convocation of all the clergy in the town to settle the details of his approaching wedding with the enormously wealthy Baroness von Klackenfeld. There won't be a party to be had for love or money until 6 o'clock this evening.
And as we produce our magnificent revival of Troilus and Cressida this evening at 7, we have no alternative but to eat our wedding breakfast before we've earned it.
Oh, why should I come pull his Grand Ducal ears for him? That I should. Why, he's the meanest, the cruelest, the most spiteful little ape in Christendom.
Yeah.
Where we shall soon be free of this tyranny. Oh, tomorrow the despot is to be dethroned. Grand Duke out! Grand Duke out! Grand Duke out! Grand Duke out!
Hush, rash girl, you know not what you say.
Don't be absurd. We're all in it, aren't we?
Know ye not that in alluding to our conspiracy without having first given, then received the secret sign, you are violating the fundamental principle of our association. By the mystic regulation of our dark association, ere you open conversation with another kindred soul, you must eat a sausage roll.
You must eat a sausage roll, a sausage roll.
If in turn he eats another, that's a sign that he's a brother. Each may fully trust the other. It is quaint and it is droll, but it's bilious on the whole.
Very bilious on the whole.
It's a greasy kind of pasty, which perhaps a judgment tasty might consider rather tasty. Wants to speak without disguise, it a flavor in our eyes.
It's a flavor in our eyes.
But when you've been 6 months feeding, as we have on this exceeding bilious food, it's no ill breeding if at these repulsive pies are offended gorgeous rise.
Yes, and these repulsive eyes are offended gorgeous rise.
Are offended gorgeous rise, gorgeous rise.
By the mystic regulation of our dark association, ere you open conversation with another kindred soul, you must eat a sausage roll. You must eat a sausage roll, a sausage roll, a roll, a roll, a sausage roll, a roll, a sausage roll, a roll, a roll, a sausage roll, a sausage roll.
I loathe repulsive things, but I'm a conscientious conspirator. And if you won't give the sign, I will.
Poor Martyr, he's always at it, and it's a wonder where he puts it.
Well now, about Troilus and Cressida, what part do you play?
The piece will be produced on a scale of unexampled magnificence. And it is confidently predicted that my appearance as Agamemnon in a Louis XIV wig will mark an epoch in the theatrical annals of Very. I endeavored to persuade Ernest Duncalf, our manager, to lend us the classical dresses. Think of the effect of a real Athenian wedding procession capering before us down the streets of Spices Hall. Torches burning, cymbals banging, flutes tootling, citary clanging, and a throng of 50 lovely Spartan virgins capering before us singing, Eloia, Eloia, a papa now. the ancient Greeks didn't carry umbrellas. If Ernest Dummkopf is elected to succeed the dethroned one, mark my words, he'll make a mess of it.
Oh, he's sure to be elected. The entire company has promised a club for him, on the understanding that all the places about his court are to be filled by members of his troops.
Oh, I'm sure he'll make a lovely Grand Duke. How he will stage manage the procession. Oh, yes. And won't it make Julia Jellicoe jealous? Why, that English woman has always rejected his advances hitherto. But now I fancy the tables will be turned and he will reject hers. That pretentious little Londoner, there's nobody good enough for her.
Oh, if Ernest Dummkopf is elected, mark my words, he'll make a mess of it. He'll seize every acting opportunity. Pity. It's the kind of role that really gives a man a chance.
It's a certainty. Practical certainty. Two of the candidates have been arrested for debt, and the third is a babe in arms. I am cocksure of election.
Oh, trust us, we're all behind you. But do you remember the conditions?
Oh, all shall be provided for life. Every man shall be ennobled. A lady shall have unlimited credit at the court milliners. And all salaries shall be paid weekly in advance.
It's quite clear that he knows how to run a Grand Duchy.
Oh, my good girl. For 10 years past, I've ruled a theatrical company. Anyone who can do that can rule anything. What a great thing! Was I a king in very truth, and had a son, a guileless youth, in probable succession? To teach him patience, teach him tact, how promptly in a fix to act, he should adopt in point of fact a manager's profession. To that conditions he should stoop, despite a true fond lover, with 8 or 10 stars in his truth, or jealous of each other, or jealous of each other. Oh, the man can rule a theatrical, each member a genius in some of it, and manage to timber them early and late, can govern this company's day. They say they'll be all right at night. They both go to school yet. See, in each act must change her dress. He will attempt to square the press. He won't wear rodeo unless his grandmother. Then names of idols as per right. She's paid them 30 seasons. She must show herself in flight for 2 convincing reasons. 2 very well-shaped reasons. Oh, the man can drive theatrical team. Winners and leaders in order soon. Can govern or rule with a wave of his fin. Or Europe with ardent rolling. Oh, the man can drive a theatrical team. Winners and leaders in order soon. Can govern or rule with a wave of his fin. Here is promotion indeed. Instead of playing Troilus of Troy for a month, I shall be playing the Grand Duke of Fennig for a lifetime. Yet, am I happy? No, far from happy. A lovely English comedian, a beautiful Julia Jellicoe, whose talent is so overwhelming that our audiences forgive even her strong English accent. That rare and radiant being treats my respectful advances with disdain unutterable.
Herr Dunkel, a word with you, if you please.
Beautiful English maiden.
Oh, no compliments, I beg. I desire to speak with you on a purely professional matter. I understand that the conspiracy in which we are all concerned is to take place tomorrow, and the company is likely to elect you to the throne, with the understanding that the posts about the court are to be filled by members of your company, according to professional importance.
That is so.
Then all I can say is that it places me in an extremely awkward position.
I don't see how it concerns you.
Why, bless my heart, don't you see that as your leading lady, I am bound, under serious penalty, to play the leading role in all your productions?
Well?
Well, the leading role in this production will be the Grand Duchess.
My wife?
That's another way of expressing the same idea.
I scarcely dare hope for this.
Of course, as your leading lady, you'll be mean enough to hold me to the terms of my contract.
She's mine. But do you think you would really care to play the part?
Care to play it? Oh, certainly not. But what am I to do? Business is business, and I am bound by the terms of my agreement.
It's for a long run, mind. A run that may last many, many years. No understudy. And once embarked upon is not easily thrown off.
Oh, they're used to these long runs in England. They are the curse of the stage. But what am I to do? You see, I've no option.
But you think the part of the Grand Duchess is good enough for you?
Oh, I think so. It was a very good part in Gerolstein, and it ought to be a bad one in Fenwick.
I'm the happiest man alive. Now, would you mind giving me some idea, only if it's a mere sketch, as to how you would play it?
How I could play it?
Yes.
Now let me see. Let me see. Oh, I have it. Oh, would I play this part? Oh, God, Duke's pride, all rancor in my heart, I duly hold. My heart would bound with joy thy earl. The sweet lace in the table table, and that would also be a mere pretense. Thy history only part of beauty right, and so it may that part of grand Duke's pride.
Joy, in your heart, the rise of the throne, and see the God's success is most certain. So you prepare to without, now it's a delicate notice, by the love and the hand of my Lord, surely my grand Duchess. Oh, you prepare to indulge with faith and great touches, by the hand and the hand of my Lord, my What means this agitato? What do you seek? As your Grand Duke elect, I bid you speak. 10 minutes since I met a chap who vowed an easy salutation. Thinks I, this gentleman, mayhap belongs to our association. But on the whole and certain yet, a sausage roll I took and ate legibly. I don't embellish my eating free with obvious friendly vibrations. Quite reassured, I let him know our plot incident explaining. That stranger chuckled much as though he thought me highly entertaining. I told him all, both bad and good. I bade him call, he said he would. I added much the more I thought, the more than chuckling, chumpy chuckle. That could tackle, see it good and be a job of ours. It chuckle, it good and be a job of ours. It chuckle. Well, as I bowed to his applause, now dropped he with hysteric bellow, and that seemed right enough because I am a devilish funny fellow. Then suddenly, as still he squealed, it flashed on me that I revealed our plot with all details effective to Grand Duke Rudolph's own detective.
When you come to think of it, it's really devilish funny.
to admit into a conspiracy every pudding-headed baboon who presents himself.
Oh, it's far from being a baboon. Oh boy, he could not help giving us away. It's his trusting nature.
Oh, he is trusting nature. Oh, I should like to speak to you in my own language for 5 minutes. Only 5 minutes. I know some good, strong, energetic English words that would shrivel your trusting nature into raisins. Only you would understand them. Oh, Nico. Oh.
Here we perceive one of the disadvantages of a neglected education.
And I suppose you'll never be my Grand Duchess now.
Grand Duchess, my good friend, if you don't produce the piece, how can I play the part?
True.
Now see what you've done! But my dear sir, you don't seem to understand. The man ate 3 sausage rolls!
Lots of people eat sausage rolls who are not conspirators.
Then they shouldn't. It's bad form. When one of the human family takes it upon himself to eat a sausage roll, it is his duty to ask himself, am I a conspirator? And if on examination he is not a conspirator, then he is bound in honor to select some other form of refreshment.
Of course he is. One should always play the game. What are you grinning at, you greedy old man?
Nothing. Don't mind me. It is always amusing to the legal mind to see a parcel of laymen bothering themselves about a matter which to a trained lawyer presents no difficulty whatever. None whatever. The way out of it is quite simple.
Oh, simple.
Certainly. Now attend. In the first place, you two men fight a statutory duel.
A statutory duel? Oh, what a crackjaw language this German is. Oh,
Never heard of such a thing.
It is true that the practice has fallen into abeyance, but all the laws of Fenwick and Fenwick run for 100 years, when they die a natural death, unless in the meantime they have been revived for another century. The act that institutes the statutory duel was passed 100 years ago, and as it has never been revived, it expires tomorrow, so you're just in time.
but what's the use of us talking about a statutory duel when we none of us know what a statutory duel is?
Don't you? Then I'll explain.
Very well. Someone explain
About a century since, the code of the duello to sudden death for want of breath sent many a strapping fellow. The then presiding prince, who useless bloodshed hated, he passed an act short and compact, which may be briefly stated. Among the complicated cause of parliamentary transfer, it may be briefly stated. We know what complicated laws of parliamentary transfer cannot be briefly stated. By this ingenious law, if any two shall quarrel, they may not fight with falchions bright, which seem to him immoral, but each a card shall draw, and he who draws the lowest shall, so 'twas said, be henceforth dead, in fact a legal goest. When exigence of rank compels, or photography forgoes her spells, and ghost is ready to go west. With winner takes his place, discharges all his functions, and assumes all his responsibilities.
Oh, that seems all very well as far as it goes, but it only protects one of us. What happens to the survivor?
The survivor goes at once to the Grand Duke and in a burst of remorse denounces the dead man as the moving spirit of the plot. He is accepted as king's evidence and, as a matter of course, receives a free pardon. Tomorrow, when the law expires, the dead man will, ipso facto, come to life again and resume all his obligations as though nothing unusual had happened.
Then he will at once be arrested, tried, and executed on the evidence of the informer. Candidly, my friend, I don't think much of your plot.
Dear, the ignorance of the laity. My good lady, it is a beautiful maxim of our glorious Constitution that a man can only die once. Death expunges crime, and when he comes to life again, it will be with a clean slate.
It's really very ingenious.
My dear sir, we owe you our lives.
Oh, may I kiss him?
Certainly not. You're a big girl now. Well, miscreant, are you prepared to meet me on the field of honor?
At once, hunger!
Ludwig doesn't know what fear is. Oh, darling!
Oh, I don't mind a duel of this sort.
Oh, it's not like a duel with swords. I hate a duel with swords. It's not the blade I mind, it's the blood.
And I hate a duel with pistols. It's not the bullet I mind, it's the bang.
This is a serious matter. Why do you sit down, Mr.
Strange the views some people hold, strange those poor people that they fight for all for gold. Rage of both is uncontrolled. Really, there's no moral. Ding ding dong, ding dong dong. Ding ding dong, ding dong dong. There's an end to further action, and this form of this transaction is described as satisfaction upon satisfaction. Ding ding dong, ding dong dong. Ding ding dong, ding dong dong. Each is laid in churchyard mold. Strange the views some people hold. Strange the views some people hold. To so strange, oh strange the views. Ding ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, ding dong.
Now take a card and gaily sing how little you care for fortune's bar.
Hurrah, hurrah, I draw the king!
Sing
face whatever our fate, let's play our part.
Hurrah, hurrah, I'm proud of this!
And never misfortune them before. I'll hold them as trustee for both. He'll hold them all, yes, he'll hold.
Lots and clubs and diamond states and lots and clubs and diamond states and all by joint degree as large as he is not revealing now it's all because they let him keep their heart by joint degree as large as he is not revealing now it's all
As our trustee.
sing diamonds, hearts and states and dogs, diamonds, hearts and dogs and states, sing hearts and diamond states, sing diamonds, hearts and dogs, sing hearts and diamond states and dogs, sing diamonds, hearts and dogs. Stop this! Get me down!
Let him down,
The good man Duke of Berwick, how very, though in his own opinion very, very big, in point of fact is nothing but a miserable prig, is the good grand Duke of Berwick, how very. Though quite contemptible as everyone agrees, we must dissemble if we want our bread and cheese. So may they be reported with enthusiasm be the good grand Duke of Berwick, how very. All hail the good grand Duke of Berwick, how very.
A pageant to profess some monarchical autonomy. I never doubt to posit a more complimentary oligarchy of early kinds and pieties, or more than I can try to see, and on the other hand, my ducal dignity to keep. I never join in merriment, I don't see joke or japany, I never take unreticent, I don't see joke in japany. Join with an extravagant expense for tuppence halfpenny, a keynote to my character sufficiently supplies. Observe my snuff box. That incident a keynote to my character supplies. I weigh out tea and sugar with precision mathematical. Instead of mere a penny each, my orders are impractical, extravagance unpardonable, any more than I can call. But on the other hand, my ducal dignity to keep, or broadly ceremonial, I comprehensively, I strictly insist upon, though not I hope offensively, whatever ceremonial can be tacky and expensively. And when you come to think of it, it. It's really very cheap. Observe my handkerchief. Will take place tomorrow. You will be good enough to see that the rejoicings are on a scale of unusual liberality. Pass that on. The wedding sports will begin with a spelling competition, and all the leading cooks of Spice Hall will be invited to participate. The winner will have the pleasure not only of seeing his breakfast devoured by the Grand Ducal couple, but will be entitled to have the Grand Duchess's coat of arms tattooed between his shoulder blades. The Vice Chamberlain will see to this. All the public fountains will run with ginger beer and currant vine milk at the public expense. The Assistant Vice Chamberlain will see to this. At night, everybody will illuminate at the citizen's private expense, and the temporary Assistant Vice Chamberlain will see to this. All my Grand Ducal subjects will wear new clothes, and the temporary Sub-Deputy Assistant Vice Chamberlain will collect the usual commission on sales. Wedding presents, which on this occasion should be of unusual magnificence, will be received at the palace at any hour of the 24th. And the tenderly Sub-Deputy Assistant Vice Chamberlain will sit up all night for the purpose. The entire population will be commanded to enjoy themselves, and with this in view, the acting temporary Sub-Deputy Assistant Vice Chamberlain will sing comic songs in the marketplace from noon to night. Finally, we have composed a wedding anthem to which the entire population are required to provide themselves. Copies may be obtained with the Grand Ducal publishers at the usual discount price, and all the chamberlains are expected to push the sales. The Grand Ducal court are dismissed, so... by getting married. After all, it is a poor man that never rejoices. And this wedding of mine is the first little treat I've allowed myself since my christening. Besides, Caroline is enormously wealthy, and as her views of economy are precisely on a par with mine and ought to turn out well, bless her tough little heart, but she's a mean little darling.
Why, what's the matter?
I'm not myself today, my pet. I've been eating too low a diet. I'm afraid I shall have to have an egg for breakfast after all.
Oh, I wouldn't do anything rash, dear. Begin with a juju.
A juju? I shall save it for after supper.
What in the world are you thinking of?
That I was going to put my arm around your waist as a cheap little treat.
Here? In public? Really? You appear to have no sense of delicacy.
No sense of delicacy, sugar plum.
I can't make you out. When we courted, all our courting was done in the marketplace. we're engaged, you appear to desire that our first tete-a-tete shall occur in the marketplace. Surely you have room in your palace with blinds that would do.
Oh, but I can't help myself. I must obey my own decree.
Oh, your own decree?
Yes. You see, all the houses that look on the marketplace belong to me. But the drains, which date from the rule of Charlemagne, want attending to. Well, I couldn't lease the houses. So, with a mind in view to increase the value of the property, I decreed that all love episodes between affectionate couples should take place in the marketplace on this spot every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, when the band don't play.
Bless me, what a heavy idea. And so moral, too. And was it a solution?
A solution, my pet. Rents have gone up 50%. And the sale of opera classes, which is a grand ducal monopoly, had an extraordinary stimulus. Therefore, on that account, would you allow me to put my arm around your waist as a source of income? Just one.
Think of the opera glass.
My dear, that's what I am thinking of. What is that?
Oh, that's a letter from your private detective. He asked me to hand it to you. I wrapped it up in yesterday's paper to keep it clean.
A letter from my private detective, and I can wait. But I say, you have not been and bought a newspaper.
Rudolph, do you think I am mad? It came wrapped around my breakfast.
Oh, I knew you were not the kind of girl who would go and buy a newspaper. Still, as we've got it, we might as well read it.
What does it say? It says you were betrothed in infancy to the Princess of Monte Carlo.
Well, yes, I mean, that's quite right. Didn't I mention it?
Mention it? You never said a word about it.
Oh, it really doesn't matter. I mean, it's practically off.
Practically off?
Well, yes. You see, by the terms of the contract, the betrothal is void, unless the princess marries before she comes of age. Well, you see, her father, who is stony broke, well, the prince hasn't left his house for years, for fear of arrest. Over and over again, he has implored me to come to Monte Carlo for the wedding, but in vain. Over and over again, he has implored me to advance him the money so that the princess could come to Feneghaufen, but in vain. And at 2 o'clock tomorrow, the princess comes of age, and at 2 o'clock tomorrow, I am a free man. And it is at that hour that I have appointed for our wedding. I like to get as much marriage as I can for my money.
Oh, Rudolph, we will be very happy.
I'm sure of it. If not, it's the first bad investment I will have made. Still, there is such a thing as a slump in matrimonials.
I often picture us in the long, cold, dark December evenings, sitting close together and singing impassioned duets to keep us warm, and at the same time thinking of all the lovely things we could afford to buy.
Yeah?
If we chose.
Yeah.
And at the same time, planning our lives in the spirit of the most rigid and exacting economy.
What a beautiful and touching picture of connubial bliss.
As o'er a penny roll we sing, it is not reprehensive to think what joys our wealth would bring. We'll be disposed to do the thing upon a scale extensive. Lives rich, not turtle, thick and clear.
Perhaps we'll have it once a year.
You are an open-handed dear.
Don't mind you, it's expensive. much as 2 and 6.
Yes, 2 and 6.
As 2 and 6. Sometimes as much as 2 and 6. Oh.
It gives him no advantage, mind. For you and me have only died. And you remain when one sits down, the better man by half a crown.
By half a crown.
By half a crown.
Yes, 2 and 6 is half a crown. Then let us be modestly merry and rejoice in the day down day. For to love and to sing no extravagant spring is a joy economical very. Then let us be modestly merry and rejoice in the day down day. For to love and to sing no extravagant spring is a joy economical very.
Although, as you're of course aware, I never tried to hide it. I moisten my insipid fare with water which I can't bear.
Nor I can't abide it.
This pleasing that our soul should cheer with 50,000 pounds a year, we could indulge in table beer.
Get out.
We could, I've tried it.
Yes, yes, no doubt you've tried it. Oh, he who has an income clear of 50,000 pounds a year
Can purchase all his fancy love's conspicuous head.
2 shilling gloves.
2 shilling gloves.
2 shilling gloves. Just think of that 2 shilling gloves. Oh,
Cheap shoes and ties of mourning. What a merry walkers I think that he could buy the lot were he a donkey.
which is not.
Oh, no, he's not.
Oh, no, he's not. That kind of donkey he is not. Then let us be modestly merry and rejoice for the day down day. For to love and to sing is a rational thing, it's a joy economical very. Then let us be modestly merry and rejoice for the day down day. For to love and to sing is a rational thing, it's a joy economical very. Now for my detective support. Oh, goodness gracious. Well, let's see. Where's everything going? Oh, what's this? Oh, a plot. A conspiracy to depose me. I was convulsed with such laughter at the notion of a conspirator selecting me as a confidant that I was barely physically able and could no longer actually arrest the malefactor. And the plot will explode tomorrow. This is what comes of hiring a private detective who has a sense of the ridiculous. In future, I shall hire none but Scotsmen. And the plot will explode tomorrow. Oh, my waiting day. Caroline! Caroline!
Now for my confession and full pardon. They told me the Grand Duke was dancing duets in the marketplace, but I don't see him. Hello, who's this? Why, it is the Grand Duke.
Who are you, sir? That you dare to address me in person?
In me, sir, you see the most unhappy, the most unfortunate, the most completely miserable man in your whole dominion.
The most miserable man in my whole dominion? How dare you have the face to look at me and say that? I mean, look at me. Look at me.
Oh, don't be such a crybaby.
A crybaby? What would happen if you had been told that you were going to be deposed and that you would be blown up with dynamite life for all I know. Oh, I do declare that if I could come to some way in which I could cheaply and painlessly find a method of ending this existence, I would unhesitatingly adopt it.
I say, are you by any chance in earnest?
In earnest? Why, look at me!
If you are really in earnest, if you really desire to escape scot-free, without trouble, danger, pain, or expense, why not resort to a statutory duel?
Statutory duel?
Yes! The act is still in force, but it expires tomorrow. You fight, you lose. You're dead for a day. Tomorrow, when the act expires, you come to life and resume your Grand Duchy as though nothing had happened. In the meantime, the explosion will have taken place, and the survivor will have had to bear the brunt of it.
Excellent! But who would be foolish enough to be the survivor?
I unhesitatingly offer myself as the victim of your subject's fury.
Would you? Well, that's really very handsome. And after all, being blown up is not as bad as it seems at first.
Oh, yes, it is. It mixes one up awfully.
Good heavens, what if I am the winner?
That's easily arranged. I'll hide an ace up my sleeve, and you hide a king of yours. When the drawing takes place, I shall seem to have drawn the higher card, and you the lower card. And there you are.
Oh, but that's cheating.
Oh, so it is. I hadn't thought of that.
Not that I mind. But you won't take an advantage of your day in office. You won't go tipping people or using my little savings for fireworks and anything of that sort.
I am hurt, deeply hurt by the suggestion.
Well, you wouldn't like to put down a deposit, perhaps?
No, I don't think I should like to put down a deposit.
Well, I suppose we must do it your way.
Good.
Yes.
I say, we must have a devil of a quarrel.
Oh, yes, a devil of a quarrel. That name, strong words. Rude remarks.
Now the question is, how shall we summon the people?
There's no problem about that. Bless your heart, they've been looking at us for the past half hour. When you hear the fearful news,
all the pretty women weep, all men will shiver in their shoes, and they'll all I know they're famous when they learn the facts tremendous
that to give this man his due
in a statutory duel.
This will be a man of shame.
This contemptible nobody.
Your Grand Duke does not refuse.
We shall certainly we shall see.
And now begin, and which is strong, walk into me obviously.
Like several evidence that I've reserved for you exclusively. A choice selection I have here when you are ready to begin.
No, you begin.
No, you begin.
No, you begin.
No, you begin. No, you begin.
Big ones, small ones, great ones, and little ones. Put them in the pillory.
Long swords, short swords, tough swords, and little ones. Strike me with bits. Blow me with bits.
Heel now, sir.
Not so.
Not so.
Not so.
Yes, yes, sir.
Not so. Attack, sir. Attack, sir. Attack, sir. Attack, sir.
Warum sat a statutory jewel?
What is that?
According to established legal users, a card a piece each bill disputed choosers. Dead as a dawn is a dog who loses, the winner steps into the dead man's shoes.
by Jingo, I'll do it. It's done!
Hooray!
Till I perish, O Monica, mine, the Monica, mine, the Monica, mine. Though I do not pretend to be very prophetic, I fancy I know what you're going to say by a pushing young Monica, turn energetic, pathetic, make your baby doll in a bed. To each and all, for that was a condition, according to professional position. Hurrah! Hurrah! What's the matter?
According to professional position.
According to professional position.
Then
What's the matter? What's the matter? What's the matter? What's the matter?
my comrades drop for love as well, you know. I do this gentle giant. Please so much me dear.
What's the matter?
What's the matter? Each sympathy joint with rose. I'm yours, upright from yours. Accursed fate, that it should want my not to wake. May my
What's the matter?
What's the matter? I just see every wise feeling a shot. The Spartan rule applies to everyone. In theaters as in life, each has her line. This has the Duke's life.
What is the matter?
All agony is
Oh, that's the matter, is it?
a maxim new I do not start. The canons of dramatic art decree that this repulsive part, the Grand Duke's wife, is mine.
Can this be so?
I do not know, but time will show if this be so.
Time will show if this be so.
My reason to be dear. I love him, my darling. Remember, oh my God, on him my heart is set. This kindness to me, dear, I love darling. Be merciful, my pet. On him my love is set.
Now don't be foolish, dear. You couldn't play it, darling. It's bleeding business, pet. And you're but a soubrette. So don't be foolish, dear. Although I say it, darling, it's not your line, my pet. I play the part, you bet. I play it. I play the part, you bet. You bet. You bet.
The lady's right. The lady's right. The Julia's engagement was for the stagement. It certainly frees Ludwig from his connubial promise. The marriage contracts, or whatever you call them, are very solemn.
Dramatic contracts which you all adore so, and even more so.
That's very true.